You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports. Let's talk about the U.S. women's national team. As we know, they just experienced epic levels of failure, being eliminated the other day versus Sweden in the round of 16, a greatly underachieving feat. And of course, the cherry on top, the icing on the cake, was one radically woke Megan Rapinoe, who is retiring. As we know, she announced her retirement, and then in the next sentence said she's just perfectly fine with biological men in the Women's World Cup and on the U.S. women's national squad. Now, I've talked about the fact it's never a great play when your team is known more for their activism and their political takes and their political messaging, like blatantly disrespecting the national anthem, or in Rapinoe's case, having knelt for the anthem, or going out there and celebrating Black Lives Matter, a Marxist organization. And this team was widely viewed as a anti-American U.S. women's national squad. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, enter in Alexi Lalas. Now, he's a Fox Sports analyst, but he is an all-time legendary soccer player that played for the U.S. in his career, and he has never been shy about giving takes. The other day, he came out, he defended Carly Lloyd for her scathing take for them celebrating after the pitiful showing against Portugal. And he just come right out. He told Carly Lloyd, I appreciate your opinion. I do not back off your opinion. That's what makes you a great analyst. Well, Alexi Lalas has just come out and he has sent a very harsh message to this radical U.S. women's national squad. There's a reason why nobody likes this team and why nobody embraced this team. I mean, it's sad. It feels like one of the most anti-American teams of any sort we can think of, and we're talking about an actual U.S. team. It's crazy. I mean, you would think love of country would be a driving force here, regardless of how much ESPN wants to act like Megan Rapinoe is some national American hero. Wow. Stop that. Stop that. You wonder why ESPN is losing ratings. New York Post, Alexi Lalas had one message for the U.S. women's national team after flaming out in the 2023 World Cup. Sometimes the truth hurts. Lalas took to X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, on Sunday after the U.S. lost to Sweden in the knockout round on penalty kicks to deliver this stinging message. Don't kill the messenger. This U.S. women's national team is polarizing. Politics, causes, stances, and behavior have made this team unlikable to a portion of America. The actual patriotic portion. This team has built its brand and has derived its power from being the best/winning. If that goes away, they risk becoming irrelevant. That's a fact. The retired soccer star turned Fox Sports analyst posted. Lalas is referencing the sentiment held by some that the U.S. women's national squad, which has won 2 past World Cups, has turned off some Americans after watching players refuse to sing the national anthem. Many, including President Donald Trump, went after Megan Rapinoe, who could only smile after missing her penalty kick in her final act representing the United States on the global stage. Quote, that's a sick, sick joke. I've never hit it over. When I miss, they are saved. That's why I had a smile on my face, Rapinoe said. I'm like, you've got to be effing kidding me. I'm going to miss a penalty, ? Honestly, I can't remember the last time I missed. Carly Lloyd, the 2-time women's world champion, previously put her former squad on blast, eking its way out of the group stage with a pair of draws. Lloyd said she was taken aback by the U.S. women's national team lack of drive and intensity with players more focused on selfies than scoring. Well, look, when your head's not in it, when you're worried about your next political message or photo op to look brave, stunning, and courageous, you better be great. Because if you're not, you're going to get destroyed, and frankly, you are getting destroyed regardless. As you continue to try to spread radical narratives when you try to visually disrespect the country where people can see it, yeah, people are not going to appreciate this squad very much at all. They're not going to get behind it, and then good luck with that. Quote, I've never witnessed something like that. There's a difference between being respectful of fans and saying hello to family, said Lloyd, who is a studio analyst for Women's World Cup on Fox Sports. But to be dancing, to be smiling, I mean, the player of the match was that post, the goal post. You were lucky not to be going home right now, and they are going home right now, regardless. Lloyd's comments came after the U.S. closed out group play with a scoreless draw versus Portugal. The U.S. women's national team finished second in Group E with 5 points, the worst ever performance in the World Cup group stage. And it goes on to talk about the women's coach not liking Carly Lloyd's comments. Well, that's her job, is to be critical of the team, and she did a really great job of that. A lot of people felt like that when she came out and tried to back off of that was probably driven ultimately by Fox Sports, saying, hey, you got to go out there and say something. And then next thing you know, Alexi Lalas said, no, you don't have to say anything. I think your comments were on point. This team was extremely unlikable. People have hit a wall. They are fed up with the political stances and the messaging out on fields and during events. They don't want to see it. They tune in looking for soccer. And look, when you play for the U.S. team, men's or women's, yeah, we expect you to love your country and do things like respect the national anthem, sing the national anthem, think about law enforcement, think about first responders, think about military and the people that have sacrificed in this country. Absolutely. Lawless is right on point. He's right on point. If you're not great, if you're not good, if you don't stay out there and you go deep in the World Cup or win the World Cup, what's left? A bunch of sports activists? Nobody's rooting for that. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody cares about that. You would think one of the prereqs for being on this team would be be a great soccer player, love the nation. I mean, these other countries totally embarrassed this team with their levels of patriotism for their own country. Should have made some of these players who looked so sour, so like begrudgingly having to be there to represent our country during that national anthem was shameful. It was like, wow, what are you even doing out there? Go play in the MLS, go play in the NWSL or whatever it is, that irrelevant league that Rapinoe plays for. But just don't play for America because you don't represent patriots. Tell me what you think. Black and white sports supporters, peace. I'm out till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.